What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one. So in a previous video you guys saw me build my custom fuel filter setup for a young gentleman in his 02. Sorry about that, door's closing. For his 02 Chevy Duramax. Now, just a quick recap, that setup does work on Ford, Chevys, and Dodges. With the 6.6 Duramax, you've got a little more options for lift pumps, which is why we use the Carter. Anything above 0 fuel pressure, so positive fuel pressure is good fuel pressure for those. You know, the Carter works on the 6.5s as well. With the Duramax, though, not the Duramax, with the Cummins, though, I'd recommend an AirDog, something that you can adjust a little bit higher, because those do require higher fuel pressure. And with the Power Strokes, if you have an OBS Power Stroke, you switch it over to eFuel. You can actually run 2 of those Bosch pumps. We had one here a while back. We had two Bosch pumps in line. We had regulated return. We also had the fuel pressure regulator set at 60 pounds, and it performed really well. But this is something that is universal. You know, just find the size of your line that works. You can either run it off a sump, you can run it off the factory pickup, doesn't matter. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna maintenance Lola because she's due for it. I do use all Wix filters. I don't really care what you guys use. They work for me. And I switch my filters out in shorter intervals than what they call for, so I'm not even worried about the quality of it. I've had good luck with Wix filters. It doesn't mean all of you are going to. So we're going to grab our gloves and we're going to grab our drip pan. She's fresh off of her nap. For those of you that watch kids movies, you'll enjoy that reference. And yeah, let's go ahead and maintain this thing and get her back to flowing great again. I noticed a slight drop in fuel pressure, which is usually a dead giveaway that the filters are starting to crud up just a little bit. And you know, she sat for the winter, so some of the sandblasting that she got from them sitting on the outside of the frame, you know, chip paint and all that, you know, it's caused them to rust a little bit. So they look worse than they really are. They're not that old. But let's go ahead and jump into this thing, and I'll show you guys how to do it. Okay, so for starters, go ahead and take this ball valve here that I've added to it. That way we're not draining our tank completely. And we're also not getting completely soaked. Okay, so we got the stock filter out. Now we got our new one right here. We got our new one right here. It's got all of our gaskets and that in there. All it is to get the stock filter out is 2 plugs and then pull this water sensor. A lot of people delete this. I don't. I've never had an issue with it leaking because, like I said, the intervals that I change mine in, and I'm always changing the gasket that goes with it. And, you know, the key to keeping this stuff clean, or keeping this stuff leak-proof, just keep a good, you know, good clean work area, and keep the components themselves clean. So we're going to strip the old gaskets off of that, or strip this old gasket off, put a new one on, get it into the filter, set it in there, screw it in tight. You will need one of these wrenches. You can get one of these through Dorman, Merchant Automotive, DHD, all those guys, Danville Performance, the list goes on. Anywhere there's diesel performance, you can get that. So let's throw this bad Oscar in there. Okay, so we got all the filters on. Everything's kind of tight. Well, everything is tight, got our valve open. So what I'm going to do here first, because my lift pump is on Keon source, and to kind of circle back what I said earlier, this pump makes about 10 pounds, just a skosh over 10, and when it's running, it's just below 9. And that's what I meant by I noticed fuel pressure was a little low. So we're going to turn the key on. We're going to let the pump run. Check for leaks. We're going to guess there's going to be air bubbles in there. So far it looks good. Let's go ahead and twist this thing over. So it looks good. Fuel pressure's holding, which is good. I reckon it'll bounce around a little bit. Before it comes up all the way, which is perfectly fine, you know, even though it's running. You know, I've had them before where, you know, there's still an air bubble in there, runs for maybe a minute and then it dies. So if this thing starts getting pretty getting choppy here soon, it's kind of expected. There's a little bit of a lope there. Pressure's kind of starting to creep its way up a little bit. We'll let her run here a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys down. I'm gonna kick this thing up into high idle and look some stuff over, and then catch up with you guys. Or if anything goes wrong, I got no problem showing you if it goes wrong. So I'll catch up with you here in a minute. Gotta love that Merchant high idle. So here we are. She's running at just a hair under 9. It's been bouncing up a little over 9, close to 10, back down a little bit. She's still working some stuff out, but it's higher than the 8 that we were seeing, which is good because our sweet Lola runs at about 9. And yeah, I think that pretty much, see how we're creeping up a little bit there. She's working it out. You shut the truck off. And she's pulling. She's doing good. Building up. So, I think that's pretty much going to put a wrap on that. Holy crap, my glasses are fogged. So I guess our next step of what we're going to do, if you guys saw, again, referencing another previous video, the voltage regulator thing didn't... My theory didn't pan itself out on Sally, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to pull the batteries out of Sally, which were actually originally in this. We're going to turn around, we're going to put them in Lola, and we're going to see if they hold a charge or not, because I hate diagnosing electrical issues on just about any vehicle. So I'm going to use some poor man's diagnostic skills. I'm going to turn around and switch batteries out. Well, put her batteries into Lola, run Lola for a day or two, see if she actually takes a charge, holds a charge. And if it does, then I know it's a voltage, the voltage regulator in Sally. And if it doesn't, then I know it's the batteries, because I took that truck for a good rip, and then yeah, the volts died out. I mean, they were just barely hanging on, but I think that's because we were running the truck. And yeah, so anyway, there you guys go. That's how you maintain one of these DIY fuel systems. I hope you enjoyed. I appreciate all the support. Like, comment, subscribe. That really, really helps me out as a YouTuber. Tells me how I'm doing. I accept any and all feedback down below. However, if you're just being an ass to be an ass, I'm ditching that. I'm getting it out of here. So Take care. Thanks. We'll see you on the next one.